What do you think removing the coaching situation is the biggest concern for the Warriors entering the finals, Mike?
Well, if Cleveland wins tonight, it's obviously figuring out a way to stop LeBron James and match up with LeBron James. I think Golden State would be the favorite coming into it if that's the case. But you can't count this guy out. They really are a much better team than last year. And I think that, for Golden State, just to keep their defensive, what's the word I'm looking for, the passion and commitment that they have, to me, is the most underrated part of the team. Yeah, they can score 125 points without blinking an eye. But their defense at times during this playoff run, there's been some stretches, and it's not all game, but there's been some stretches where I'm thinking, man, they're almost as good defensively as they are on the offensive end. So that they have to keep because, obviously Cleveland can score with the best of them as well.
Well, we had Charles Barkley on in hour one, and he likes the Cavs in this series because he thinks that Kyrie and Curry and LeBron and Durant cancel each other out. And thinks that even in that respect, LeBron has the advantage because he can cover Durant, but not vice versa. And then he thinks that Love and Tristan Thompson would outplay the bigs that could be put out there on the floor for the Warriors. I threw out Klay Thompson as the X factor right there, and he said that Klay has given up his opportunities for the good of the super team. You've seen them personally. What do you think of that analysis, Mike?
I agree with a lot of it. The last part, the Klay part, is true. I think of all the players early in the year, I thought it was Curry who sacrificed the most to get Durant in rhythm. But now it's obviously Klay Thompson. But if you're starting to really direct your defense to stopping Curry and stopping Durant, Thompson's going to be right there to pick up the slack. I agree with you, Rich. I think Thompson is going to be the X factor. The matchup, though, that I'm just enthralled with is the Curry-Irving thing because, 2 years ago, people forget, Golden State won, but Irving gets hurt in game one. He's done. Kevin Love doesn't play at all, and Golden State, rightfully so, deservedly so, they win the title. Then people do forget Curry was not, and I'm not using it as an excuse because Cleveland deserved that title, but Curry missed 6 games in the playoffs, and he was not right. And Kyrie Irving completely outplayed him in the finals. So now you had one miss in 2015, the other guy not healthy 2016. The two of them, that matchup is going to be just spectacular to watch because right now they're both healthy. Right now they're both playing special basketball. And I do think in many ways, it might be a draw, but I think the winner of that matchup could be the winner of the series.
Mike Breen from ABC and ESPN joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And then if Kerr can't get out there, the fact that it's Mike Brown going against Cleveland when he was the coach in LeBron's first stay there and then missed LeBron returning by 1 year, standing in LeBron's way for repeating. I mean, that's somewhat of interest. I'm sure you might be mining that storyline.
Oh, sure. The irony is pretty incredible. And Mike has handled the situation so well. I mean, he has his own views of how to run things and what to do. And he's been able to incorporate a little bit of what he wants. And he's always been a defensive-minded guy first. So him and Ron Adams, the other assistant coach, who's one of the real brilliant minds in the NBA, who doesn't get a lot of notice because he's never really been a head coaching candidate. But to have him the way he's handled it, allowing Steve, not allowing is the wrong word, but it's an uncomfortable thing. You're trying to run your team, and at the same time, that this guy's in charge and he's coming and he's giving the halftime talks. It's not a normal situation. But Mike has handled it with such class as he always does, and having a guy that's been through the wars is critical because it does make a difference. People might say, "Oh yeah, talent is the number one thing," and it is. You're not going to win without talent. But the amount of coaching decisions that go in every single game of an NBA game, especially a playoff game, is incredible. For example, what he did in the game when Curry picked up those 3 quick fouls, kept them in the game, and during that stretch when he kept them in the game, it turned it around in what turned out to be one of the wins against the Spurs. So little things like that make all the difference in how a game turns out.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and Audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app, and I'll be sure to move Week 6 games to Saturday for that wedding you have to go to.